favorite music hits. Sa lungkot at ligaya, kami pa rin ang inyong kasama. We're the place where you truly belong. Mula sa TVH Group of Networks, ito ang inyong himpilan. Ito ang inyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
You are listening to Cool FM. Live from Cool Studios. This is koolNews at 4.
Good afternoon, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. This is koolNews at 4. My name is Caro, and here are the headlines for this afternoon. Let's begin with the first one. Inflation quickened to 2.9% in December, faster than the 2.5% recorded in November on the back of higher prices of housing and energy, the Philippine Statistics Authority said on Tuesday. The December print was faster than the 2.7% estimate of analysts polled by the inquiry last week, but the reading was nevertheless within the 2.3 to 3.1% forecast range of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas for the month. This brings the average price growth for 2024 to 3.2%, settling within the 2 to 4% target band of the central bank for the first time in 3 years. That inflation is expected to stay benign despite the upward price pressures, means the central bank has space to continue its rate-cutting cycle to boost economic growth, which significantly slowed in the third quarter of 2024. The BSP last year delivered a total of 75 basis point cut to the key rate that banks typically use as a guide when pricing loans. And Governor L.E. Romulo Jr. had hinted at additional easing moves for this year as financial conditions are still somewhat tight, even floating the possibility of another rate cut at the February 20 meeting of the Monetary Board. In a briefing with President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on Monday, the economic manager said the country is entering 2025 in a stronger position than it was at the same time last year. We are seeing the fruit of our efforts in bringing down inflation within the government's target range of 2 to 4%, Romulo told the president as quoted in the statement. He explained that core inflation has trended downward, indicating more stable prices and that is expected to decline, allowed the BSP to begin reducing its policy rate. However, Romulo also noted that complacency is not an option because risk to inflation remain. He said that prices of certain commodities may increase due to supply-side factors like geopolitical tensions and adverse weather conditions. To these, President Marcos said it's always good to be prepared. The BSP leadership vote to continue focusing on maintaining price stability conducive to a balanced and sustainable growth of the economy and employment. Meanwhile, the traditional pahalik that has been part of the annual Feast of Jesus Nazareno started ahead of schedule this year as devotees began massing and lining up at the Quirino's grandstand. The Manila Police District said church authorities officially opened the religious activity that involved the touching and kissing of a Jesus Nazareno image at 8:05 p.m. on Monday, even if it was supposed to only start by midnight Tuesday. A mass for the Nazareno, 25 volunteers and staff preceded the pahalik. Quiapo Church Communications Coordinator Silgen Cabrito told reporters in the Viper group on Monday night that they would start the celebration early in case there are already devotees forming a line after the Mass. The PMD said around 300 people queued in the first hour upon opening the pahalik and that the crowd swelled to approximately 600 people before dawn. The pahalik will last until the translation or the opposition of the Jesus Nazareno image begins on Thursday, January 9. This annual procession is a reenactment of the 1787 translation, which literally means some transfer of the Jesus Nazareno image from its original shrine in Bagubayan, the present Rizal Park, to the Quiapo Church. In 2024, the translation had 6.5 million devotees participating, according to the Quiapo Church comment post. The original statue of the Jesus Nazareno was curved from Masquite root by an unknown sculptor. It arrived in Manila from Mexico on May 31st, 1606. The Jesus Nazareno statue, believed by millions of faithful to be miraculous, was partially destroyed in 1945 during the Battle of Manila in the Second World War. A replica which was made by renowned Saint carver Ganarmalakwi used the original head of the figure. The Social Security the Social Security system on Thursday said, not Thursday, on Tuesday said that its latest contribution rate hike and increase in the monetary credit will enhance members' benefits and boost collections. Starting January 2025, the SSS contribution rate increased to 15%, up from 40% in 2024. This marks the final tranche of hikes under Republic Act number 11199, which began in 2019. The added that its minimum MSC was raised to 5,000 pesos, while the maximum MSC is now set at 35,000 pesos. In a statement, SSS President and Chief Executive Officer Robert Joseph De Caro said these adjustments are expected to generate an additional 51.5 billion pesos in collections for 2025. Of this amount, 35% or 18.3 billion pesos will be allocated to the Mandatory Provident Fund, a supplementary savings account for private sector workers and other individual members. Such additional collection amount also enables SSS to support national government in times of difficulty, particularly as regards granting calamity loans, De Caro further explained. He noted that in 2024, the agency released 9.7 billion pesos in calamity loans to more than 500,000 members affected by disasters. De Caro added that the contribution and MSC hikes are among the most important reforms under Republic Act 11199 to secure the long-term sustainability of the SSS Fund. With this last tranche of contribution rate and MSC increases, the SSS Fund is projected to last until 2053, doubling the fund life to 28 years, De Caro emphasized. This also ensures that the agency can meet its obligations to both current and future members during times of need, De Caro said. Under Republic Act number 11199, the SSS contribution rate increased by 1% every 2 years, starting at 12% in 2019 and culminating at 15% in 2025. As of January 2025, the employer's share now stands at 10%, while the employee's contribution is at 5%. And some 4,409 tons of sulfur dioxide has been released by the volcano in Batangas. According to Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, this followed a minor heptomagmatic eruption on Monday evening. The volcano's increased sulfur dioxide emissions from Sunday, January 5 until hours before its minor eruption at 7:34 p.m. on January 6 that brought about a weak 600-meter plumb that drifted southwest and triggered a volcanic tremor that lasted 3 minutes, said the Philfox data. The volcano discharged 3,035 tons of sulfur dioxide on Sunday and 4,616 tons of sulfur dioxide earlier on Monday. In its latest 24-hour monitoring, Philfox also said that TAL posted 7 volcanic earthquakes, including 5 volcanic tremors lasting 4 to 15 minutes. Philfox likewise noted one week volcanic tremor that began on January 4 and continued until January 6. In a previous advisory, Philfox confirmed that a minor magmatic eruption occurred at Taal Volcano Island's main crater at 7:34 p.m. on Monday. Taal Volcano remains under alert level 1, indicating low-level unrest, according to Philfox. And also in the news, implementing martial law is not on President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s mind following the reorganization of the National Security Council, the palace said on Tuesday. Executive Secretary Logos Bersabe made the pronouncement in response to former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, who accused Marcos of following his father's footsteps in gearing for the return of martial law. Bersabe said in the press conference, "I don't think it is in the mind of the president right now. What he has in mind is the economic prosperity of the country, the health and welfare of the people, especially those of the lower classes, and the prioritization of his legacy projects." The president accepts that as the number one concern. It's not about martial law. It's not about extending himself in power. No, he has no thinking about that. He does not even think in those terms, he added. Resamen then called Roque's instrumentation that Marcos intends to impose martial law malicious, adding that the Constitution is already very clear about when a president may declare martial law. All this developed after Marcos issued Executive Order 81, which reorganized the NSC and removed the vice president and past presidents from the council. This move irked several former officials, especially allies of former President Rodrigo Duterte and his daughter, Vice President Sara Duterte. It is now 4:10 p.m. as we will continue with more news headlines right here on Cool News at 4. Stay along with us, we'll be right back.
This Cool News edition was brought to you by Musicultura Heritage Foundation Center, a museum of all fan-made multimedia and Philippine history. Visit us today at Greenbelt, Makati City from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Musicultura, a non-profit joint venture project of Able Media and TVH Group of Networks Incorporated. Jor A Supermarket, ang budget-friendly supermarket ng Pilipinas. Now in 6,900 locations around the Philippines and Southeast Asia. QBA Telecom's all-new Area Saya 30. Now with 10 gigabytes access to Mobile Legends, PUBG Mobile, Call of Duty, Wild Rift, Cookie Run Kingdom, and Clash Royale for 7 days. QBA Telecom, connecting every Filipino story. CFB, express the freedom of banking. Open your account today at CFB, a member of Crosslink and supervised by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. PVC Drugs, serbisyong tapat, alagang sapat. And Eugen's 5G experience, now available with 1 gigabyte data for Bili.Global. All-time favorite hits every day? Kasama ka namin dyan!
Every day, it's your birthday, I repeat, yeah.
Feel Good Mornings, weekdays 9 a.m.
You wanted spice, okay, turn the heat up.
Music Zone with DJ Sen, 12:30 p.m. Rock weekdays with G-Day G, 4:30 p.m. Pop Fridays with Lisa Mangubat, 7:30 p.m. Lahat yan every weekdays dito lang sa Cool FM. This is your station. This is home. Number 1 sa Mega Manila. You're listening to Cool FM.
Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
Nationwide pa! Ang kanlungan noon ni Tandang Sora para sa libu-libong katipunero ay isang ganap na lugar ng mga bayani ng ating buhay. Kasama mo ang himlayang Pilipino, laging handa baunin ang alaala ng iyong mga mahal sa buhay. Ang himlayang Pilipino ay naghahatid ng mga affordable na libingan hanggang sa mas magagarang mga mausoleo para sa mga pribadong pagdidilay. Bukas din ang tahanan ng alaala para sa iyong pangangailangang pagpupugay mula sa chapel rentals hanggang sa cremation. Para sa mga karagdagang impormasyon, maaari kayong tumawag o mag-text sa 0968-896-4850. Pumunta sa himlayangpilipino.org o sa aming Facebook, Himlayang Pilipino Incorporated, at Instagram, HPI Memorial Park.
Himlayang Pilipino, Himlayang Pilipino.
Dito na tayo sa Jore, kung saan lahat ay okay. Sa Jore, lahat ito ay super mura, lahat pang mapaganda dito sa Jore. Napatunayan na ng bayan, wala nang ang iba. Quality shopping ang aming dala. Mapapa-Jore talaga kayo, ang supermarket namin ay Jore.
Jor A Supermarket, ang budget-friendly supermarket ng Pilipinas. Now in 6,900 locations around the Philippines and Southeast Asia. Are you looking for a place to cool yourself down? Do you wish to find a refresher that pops? Then go visit Soda Pop. Pop the party with flavor with Soda Pop. Located in the city of Taguig, Soda Pop brings you an alternative to those average milk tea shops that's too expensive. They have a wide variety of flavors including strawberry, blueberry, green apple, raspberry, to name a few. They also have 2 sizes to choose from, perfect for every scenario. Whether you can drink and chill at home or bond with your friends, Soda Pop is here to stay. Price starts at 39 pesos SRP, so you don't need to worry about your pockets going empty. So, choose Soda Pop. Pop the party with flavor, where every sip is a celebration.
Hello mga ka-efikasan! Si Kay Abaday ni. Naabang may mga sakit-sakit ang gipamati sa inyong mga kalawasan? Ihaplos ra na! Gamit ang Efficacent Oil Extra Strength. Kaysa Efficacent Oil Extra Strength, haplos, ayos! Unsa pa inyong dihulat? Palit na sa inyong mga suking tindahan o butika ug haplos, ayos. Methyl salicylate plus camphor plus menthol is the generic name of Efficacent Oil Extra Strength. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Ang new Biogesic for Kids, di na kailangan i-shake. Syrup formula na. Para pag may lagnat ang anak, buhat agad, inom agad. New Biogesic for Kids. Mas pinagaling, magpagaling versus previous formulation.
Unilab yan.
Paracetamol is the generic name of Biogesic. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
FM! Te, pabili po ng 2 Nor Chicken Cubes.
O, eto.
Ha? Isa lang po to ah.
Doble yan.
Ang Nor Cubes ay may doble-doble. Nor Cubes doble. 2 for 10 lang yan. Sulit na sulit. Mapapaulit. Nor Cubes doble pack. Ang sarap-sarap ng doble-doble with Nor Cubes doble pack. 2 cubes for 10 pesos SRP lang.
Also available in pork.
Promo lasts from January 2, 2024 to January 1, 2025 per DOH FDA CRR permit number 1589 series of 2023.
Mr. Lamok, di mo ba alam na trespassing ka na dito? Ganun ba? Sige, ganito. Bibilangan kita.
Zero tolerance sa mga insekto. Yan ang Bygone Shield Protector Multi-Insect Killer. Kills 11 types of bugs.
At ayokong makita ang mga kaibigan mo dito.
Against 11 types of bugs, choose Bygone Shield Protector Multi-Insect Killer.
Barbie Forteza po. And I believe ang taong sa pera ay wais, ang skin pwede pa rin kuminis. And I thank you, Suka Papaya Lotion. Dahil 750 pesos SRP lang, giving na ang papaya enzymes niya. Affordable skincare, di ba? Kaya kung bet mo ay kutis na lit, sa Suka Papaya Lotion kumapit. With regular use, slay it with the skin na giving. Stay lit with Silka. With regular use for only 750 pesos SRP.
Welcome back to koolNews at 4. Let's continue with our headlines. Doctors from the US and other Western countries called on China to share more details regarding its rising HMVP cases. The Daily Mail says Beijing is yet to comment on the viral footage of overcrowded waiting rooms and wards on social media. Nevertheless, Dr. Jacqueline Stevens, a senior lecturer in public health at Flinders University in Australia, allayed concerns of a potential global outbreak. She said, "I think we're just more cautious of outbreaks now. Everyone is hyper vigilant, and you hear this term human metapneumovirus, and it sounds kind of scary." On December 27, 2024, Reuters reported that Chinese authorities are monitoring the country's increasing human metapneumovirus cases. Health officials have assured the public that the outbreak is nothing unusual and the risk of another COVID-19 pandemic remains low. Unfortunately, China's lack of transparency resembles the early moments before the 2019 global crisis, causing many to fear another from HMPV. Worse, the Daily Mail reported that the United States has been experiencing more cases. Its Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reported 1.84% of weekly tests returned HMPV positive as of December 28, 2024. In response, CDC officials confirmed to USA Today that it closely monitors China's HMPV outbreak. CDC is aware of reported increases of HMPV in China and is in regular contact with international partners and monitoring reports of increased disease. These reports are not currently a cause for concern in the U.S. China's Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says the first HMPV cases were recorded in 2001. Its main transmission method is via droplets or aerosols from coughing and sneezing. Also, close contact with infected people may cause transmission. So, if we have a look at the list of the following symptoms, which is listed by the U.S. Cleveland Clinic, it can be caused by runny or sticky nose, cough, shortness of breath, sore throat, squeezing, fever, and rash. Again, these are the following symptoms you will get if you have been affected by the HMPV. The Daily Mail adds that more severe symptoms such as bronchitis, and pneumonia may occur. Moreover, children, the elderly, and immunocompromised people are more likely to develop these serious implications. HMPV cases are usually mild, so its exact death rate is unknown. Currently, there is no vaccine or effective medication against HMPV, and treatment is mostly focused on alleviating symptoms. As we head over to the international headlines now, as Naples Airlines have halted helicopter flights to the Everest region after locals angry at the environmental impact and loss of income from truckers threatened landing sites, aviation officials said Monday. Helicopters are a key means of transport and crucial for emergency rescue in many of Nepal's remote regions, often inaccessible by road. But they have also been increasingly used to airlift mountaineering teams and tourists over the challenging terrains in the Sagarmatha National Park, home to Mount Everest. For those who can afford the $1,000 price tag, helicopters reduce the 2-week-long trek to Everest Base Camp to just a day, removing a key source of employment for Nepalese, supporting those making the long hike in. The Airlines Operators Association of Nepal grounded all helicopter flights to the region on Sunday, citing security challenges. It said local youths had erected barriers on flights at landing sites and threatened action against pilots who left. We have suspended all our helicopter flights to the Everest region until the government gives assurance of security for helicopter pilots and a separate spot for emergency landing. Piratap Jumpati, first vice president of the association, told AFP. The suspension comes after escalating arguments between the aviation authorities, companies, and local officials. Over 50,000 tourists visit the Everest region every year, mostly entering either in the plane or a helicopter. According to the association, the Everest region sees about 15 helicopter flights per day in the winter, a number that can surge to 60 daily during the peak tourist season. Sagarmatha National Park in December issued a notice banning commercial sightseeing helicopter flights from January, sparking a conflict with aviation officials. Geologically, this is a very sensitive area, and the rampant helicopter flights are disturbing the environment, the park's conservation officer Shasma Rana told AFP in December after the ban was announced. The local businesses are also losing out because the trackers are whisked away by flights. Local officials said the suspension was announced while negotiations had been ongoing. We are going to hold talks to resolve this issue, said Laxman Adhikari, a local one official. And the House of Representatives should investigate the death of 35-year-old overseas Filipino worker Daphne Nakalaban in Kuwait according to Cagayan de Oro City Representative Rufus Rodriguez. The lawmaker filed resolution number 2151 on Monday, directing the appropriate committees to approve Nakalaban's death. He said that Nakalaban's family are his constituents in Cagayan de Oro. In the resolution, the lawmaker pointed out the suspicious circumstances of Nakalaban's death, whose body was found buried in the yard of her employer's home in Sad Abdullah, Jarat, Kuwait on December 31st. Reports also revealed that the Filipino worker was reported missing by her employer, who was the prime suspect, in October last year. It was reported that the suspect in her killing was said to have also killed his Filipina girlfriend a few months later, Rodriguez said in a statement on Tuesday. As a sign of her dedication to building a brighter future for her loved ones, Daphne Nakalaban had planned to come home in December 2024 to live with her family and construct a house, he added. Nakalaban's death also brings to light the dangers many OFWs, especially those in vulnerable circumstances like household workers, suffer, Rodriguez also noted. We urge the government to conduct an exhaustive and an impartial investigation of the death of Daphne Nakalaban and to offer better employment terms for our OFWs, he said. And too many be surprised, a bill seeking to grant ABS-CBN Corporation a franchise to operate has been filed in the House of Representatives. By Representative Joey Calceta filed House Bill number 11252 on Tuesday afternoon. Citing House deliberations on the ABS-CBN franchise during the previous Congress, Calceta pointed out that the media giant did not violate ownership restrictions and did not have pending tax liabilities. In the bill, the lawmaker said the non-renewal of the ABS-CBN franchise cost some 11,000 direct jobs, and the information asymmetries that resulted from the loss of an information source cost thousands of new COVID-19 infections during the critical 2020 period. Prior to the rejection of the franchise renewal, some 36% of Filipinos deprived their news and entertainment from the channel. ABS-CBN's extensive regional network reach was also the source for news and updates on impending disasters, making the channel crucial then to disaster risk reduction strategies at the local level, the measure reads. Given the merits of renewing the franchise as well as the clarifications made by government agencies over certain allegations against the grantee, this representation urges Congress to reconsider the non-renewal of the franchise by the previous Congress, it adds. In a separate statement, Calceta said the free market of ideas requires competition. A virtual monopoly will not do as far as disseminating ideas and keeping the public informed is concerned. He echoed this in an Image interview also on Tuesday, saying he believes this was the right thing to do. I believe the return of the competition between GMA and ABS-CBN will be beneficial to the country, he told reporters. When asked if he discussed this with House Speaker Martin in August, the lawmaker answered, "No. I follow his orders, but I also do things on my own that I believe will benefit our country. I have my last 5 months in Congress. I think it is the right thing to do," he said in a mix of Filipino and English. And finally, let's get onto the showbiz happenings now as Sofrono Vasquez, that even though that Sofrono Vasquez was not declared as winner of the Tawag ng Tahanan of a Showtime segment, although the help was extended to him in terms of work as a vocal coach to other constituents. Vasquez said in a TV Culture interview that his job as a vocal coach at that time helped tide him over as he needed work at that time. What many people don't know is that after my Tawag na Tanggahalan stunt, Showtime helped me get a different job because I told them that I needed work. They tapped me as a vocal coach, he said. The Voice USA Season 26 winner said that his job as vocal coach focused on developing the contestants' self-confidence on stage, among other things. He said, "I wasn't a vocal coach with technical abilities. I would share my experience on how to beat nervousness and how to be more effective in connecting with others," he said. Vasquez made his grand homecoming on the 26th episode of the Kapamilya Noontime Show, which is at Showtime, where he performed with Tawag ng Tanghalan's new generation competitions, Enyoy Volante, Darren Espanto, and Young Constantino. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 1 minute before 4:30 p.m. and that is it for koolNews at 4. As always, we will return with more news like 9:30 with koolNews at 6 and koolNews Prime Time and 10:30 p.m. If you have any discussions or feedback you would like to share to us, you can get in touch with us through our email at tvh.news@gmail.com. Until then, my name is Carlo, and this has been Cool News at 4. We'll see you later. Good afternoon.